Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ken Frederick Podcast, episode 107, Justice League Predictions. I want to say thank you for listening, and if you just stumbled across us on the interwebs, check us out at kfpodcast.com, at kfpodcast on Facebook, at Ken Fred Podcast on the Twitter, and then just search us at Ken Frederick Podcast and your other social media accounts, even Imgur. And please check out our SoundCloud account where we have fresh new episodes weekly.
Different than this one.
Yes. Fresh.
And free.
And free.
He's got to edit that up. He's got to edit it up.
So last week we did Thor movie predictions.
And we thought it was going to be a movie.
Yeah, that's what we predicted.
Yes.
That it would come out. You just threw me for such a loop. Everything I was about to say fell right out of my ass onto the floor. Everything I was about to say some stuff, and then I froze.
All right.
So we're going to do it for the same kind of style for this one, too.
All righty.
So first we're going to start off by watching the Justice League, the new Comic-Con trailer, which you're going to see right now, and then we'll be back.
Take that as a yes.
What?
The ring.
The world remains in mourning after the death of Superman. Violence, acts of war, and terrorism are all on the rise.
I had a dream. It was the end of the world.
Invasion.
I think it's something more. Something darker.
We're asking people we don't know to risk their lives.
Strong man is strongest alone. You ever heard that? That's not a saying. That's the opposite of what the saying is. Divided. We are not enough. The world needs Superman. I made him a promise. This is why I brought you together. Ride ain't over yet.
My man.
As a bat signal, that's your... Oh, sorry. That's your signal. That means we have to go now.
Yeah, that's what that means.
It's so cool.
Well, welcome back, everybody, after that hip-hoppity time of a trailer that we just
epic
watched.
trailer.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, thoughts on Justice League?
All right, is that for me?
Well, just for anybody. For God's sake, someone talk.
So, I don't think there was much difference from this trailer than the original trailer.
It was redder.
We talked about this on our SoundCloud show. Yeah, the sky's much more red. I think they're doing a good job with this movie and not showing us too much of what's getting. You're seeing the same battle, whatever battle that is, You're just seeing different corners and aspects of it.
You can tell there's going to be, just like Batman v Superman, there's going to be a lot to this movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. This is just one scene that they're showing us from different angles,
Yeah.
different points of view.
It's a scene where I think he's flying in that big bat vehicle, and I think it gets blown up, and they all kind of fall out of it and start mobilizing against parademons, and fighting them, and the falling, which Ken doesn't like.
He's the only one that Aquaman falls forever.
It may be like 30 seconds in the actual movie, just like one fall. It looks a lot
but
longer.
But they stretch it out over 3 minutes in the trailer.
And 100 miles.
All these different things.
Why not?
It's stupid.
But
it's
I mean,
falling with style.
What do you think of Cyborg flying in the trailers?
Looks like Iron Man.
He didn't really fly. He doesn't fly a lot in the comic book. He boom tubes. I wonder if he's going to do that in this one as well, too, because he does a lot of the boom tube stuff in the comics now. That's how he teleports teams all over the place.
No, I don't know. Does he have a boom tube inside him?
He has one inside him. He has a mother box.
Okay.
Built his technology.
They all have a mother box, apparently, because there's pop vinyls with them all having them.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
So in the current Justice League book, he'll open boom tubes and send the League to different places.
Huh.
Like when they got invaded and these big alien things were coming down, he was like boom tubing them off the planet, and he couldn't keep up with it and kept getting hit.
Wow.
He has that technology, so I don't know if they'll do that. The only way I think they'll do that here, if you see in that one trailer where they all just disappear, and the Flash is like, "Oh, they just left. That's rude." Then he like takes off. I don't know if maybe Cyborg teleports him out of there, or
maybe
he's doing a lot of Iron Man-esque stuff.
Yeah,
with the flying and everything,
and pulling out schematics from his hands and all kinds of things.
We didn't see it in this one, but when he takes over that abandoned bat vehicle.
Yeah, that tunnel bat thing or whatever.
Oh.
Tells Alfred.
And he says, "Alfred, I got this.
I got this from here."
And he's like, "And you are?" I like the way Cyborg looks. I think he's going to be okay.
I don't think he's going to be bad, but I don't like Cyborg that much as a character. I don't see myself being that compelled to like him in this movie.
See, I've been reading Justice League I haven't stopped through New 52 and all the way through this. When New 52 Cyborg came and they put him in that book, I was really against it because I'm a big John Jones fan. I wanted Martian Manhunter in the book. But they got away from him and they brought Cyborg up. I don't have a problem with him anymore. I really like him in the current book. I really liked him the way they developed him in there. If you think about him, he's a true legacy DC Comics. I mean, the dude's been around since, what, the 70s?
Yeah.
You know, when he was with Teen Titans and Titans, he graduated up to the big leagues, and I really don't have a problem with it. I know a lot of people still want John Jones, and they don't like him in there, but it's not like they just made a token black guy to stick on a team and made up some character, and he's Justice League. Like, Cyborg's been around a long time, and he's finally getting his due, and he's actually really good. He's not really... I know they sometimes use him in these movies. They're going to use him in this movie as like the Iron Man of the team, but he's really good in the current Justice League run. He makes sense with the team. In the modern age, he makes sense. You know, I do miss Martian Manhunter. I wish they would bring him back. But I enjoy the Cyborg character in the comics, so I don't read his solo book because I don't know what you can really do in a Cyborg solo book. But
I don't even know there's a villain for Cyborg other than Grid.
He fights all technology type things. But I'm all right with him. I don't know.
Ransomware.
Yeah.
McAfee, antivirus software you can't get off the system.
What do you think of the trailer?
I think it looks good. Like you said, we're seeing a very small portion of the movie. You can tell there's snippets. They're going to be on Themyscira at some point. They're going to be in Atlantis.
If you notice that Themyscira scene, which they actually talked about, when they're all running towards something on those horses, they're running towards an Atlantis army. That's like a flashback.
Oh,
because they showed a bigger picture of it, and those are Atlanteans or whatever on the other side.
Okay,
so that's like some kind of like because that's how. You remember Wonder Woman's aunt who dies in a movie?
Yeah,
she's in this movie again. So it has to be a flashback scene of a war between Atlantis and Themyscira.
Okay,
Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know, maybe it has something to do with they were fighting at one time and encountered some version of Darkseid soldiers back then or something, you know, that they knew about it.
Or maybe that's just part of how Diana knew of Aquaman.
Yeah, maybe it's like a story that they flash back to it real quick.
Each other.
And they don't like each other.
But they want to kiss each other.
No, Aquaman has Mara in this movie.
Oh, that's right. Does she have a Red Lantern ring?
No, she just has her red hair.
Bright red hair.
And she's swimming around. They'll probably give her... I hope they give her water kinesis or whatever she does when she like makes weapons out of water and controls it and stuff.
I think there's going to be if they may be flashbacks, but I think each character in the League is going to have their own villain in this movie, because Taskmaster's is it Taskmaster? Ocean Master.
Ocean Master's in this. I don't think he's in this. He's in Aquaman. I don't know if he's in this. Is he?
I think he's in this.
Is it Ocean Master or Black Manta?
It was Ocean Master was one of his villains and
yeah.
Black Manta. Black Manta's scheduled to be in the Aquaman movie though, because they've already cast him.
I'm trying to think of the name of the actor that's playing him.
Because that guy, you remember I told you about that guy where he was going to debut what Black Manta looks like at Comic-Con?
Yeah.
And he was like all ready. He's like, tomorrow on my Twitter account, I'm revealing the reveal of the Black Manta outfit. And he took a picture of himself in black spandex with a big cooking pot on his head, a silver like cooking pot on his head, and utensils in his hand. And he was like, pose. And he was like, there it is, guys, a new Black Manta outfit. I'm like, that's genius. Like, that's hilarious. He has a big shrimp pot on his head, and that's all he's wearing.
It's pretty similar to the real thing.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to what it looks like. But yeah, Justin's research.
he may not. Patrick Wilson is playing Ocean Master, but this says the live action Aquaman movie.
Yeah, I don't think he's in there. Mira's in there, and there'll be some flashbacks. What do you think of the trailer?
I thought it looked good. It's a lot more lighthearted than a lot of stuff that DC's done recently, which I think they need to do.
Way more lighthearted than Batman vs Superman.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be fun. Like we've been saying, it's just one big battle scene, but there's a lot of other little glimpses of things in there. It's going to be a big movie. It's probably going to be long. It's going to have to cover a lot of ground.
No, it's going to be long. There's going to be a lot to it. So to set up for it, you know, we have the main thing is Superman's dead, but we all know he's going to be in this movie. So do you think he comes back? Is this last 5 minutes, or is he in it for the whole movie, right back from the beginning?
I think he's going to be who comes back to save them. Save the
like
day.
They're getting their ass kicked, and Superman has to show up.
Mm-hmm.
You think they'll do black costume?
I hope so.
They've showed it a ton of times. So.
They've rumored it. I don't know if it's actually been official, though.
There have been pictures of Henry Cavill in the black costume.
See, I thought those were Photoshopped.
Did he have a mullet?
He did not have a mullet.
No, it's not true then.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to see him come back in the black costume.
It makes sense. He has to absorb all the sunlight.
Exactly. That's how he's going to come back to life.
Do you think they put Batman and Wonder Woman together as a couple in this? The way they keep smiling at each other and having like moments.
Like that's what they're doing, but I don't think they'll go there. There might be some flirting between the two of them, but
I just found out that Batman's engaged, so that's going to really mess things up. if he's messing around with
in the comics, he's engaged. He's going to get engaged. So what are you researching over there?
Dick pics.
I love when we're doing podcasts and you just start.
I'm listening. I have the headphones on. I can hear you guys.
Wait, I don't have headphones. Am I allowed to listen to?
What are you looking up?
I'm looking at the IMDb page just to see if I can see anybody that's even small parts, like cameos, that are going to be in this.
All right. Let's talk about the villain.
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf, the Rockman. What do you think about Steppenwolf and the Parademons so far?
They look great. They really do.
They released that image of the toy, and everyone was like, he looks horrible. And then they quickly get the trailer out, and I think he looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, the
big.
Parademons look exactly like they do in the comics.
They looked good in Batman vs Superman in the glimpses you saw. Yeah, them flying down and picking people up and everything, it looks pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it. I think Steppenwolf, he looks pretty big too. He looks like he's like 10 foot tall, maybe like 8, 9 foot. You know, he's taller than everyone else. It looks cool.
Yeah. Parademons is a good cannon fodder thing because it's like it's just like the Chitauri in the Avengers.
Exactly.
You can kill them.
And
no one's
cares.
really worried about killing them or anything. You can blow them up. You can do everything you want to them. And there's not like, they're like, man, they're killing all these people. You know, who cares? They're these alien robot bug creatures. It's a great villain. It reminds me so much of the Chitauri.
Oh, totally.
With the first scene, you know.
The alien invasion.
Big group of
all kinds of them.
Monsters just to beat up.
All over the place.
And now instead of riding like skids, they like fly around.
They look like weird giant bugs.
Yeah. Parademons are always cool in the comics.
Yeah.
How long do you think it takes for them to set up Darkseid, though? Do you think he's like the next movie?
Yeah, I think you'll see him by the end of this movie.
You think you'll see him at the end?
Mm-hmm.
Last cutscene on Apocalypse?
You'll see him. I don't know if he'll be around full time.
Do a Thanos kind of at the end?
Guaranteed.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if it ends with Steppenwolf going back to Darkseid and telling him that, like...
And Darkseid wiping him out?
Yeah, and killing him, yeah.
Mega Beam style?
Mega Beam style, then you see Cal back. Like, or cooler people, maybe you see the whole crew.
Yeah, the Sod and the whole gang.
Yeah.
Granny Goodness.
Could they do
Yes.
something? I don't know the history, but could they do something where Darkseid's kind of like the Emperor and Steppenwolf? You could see him maybe through maybe a couple times in the movie with Darkseid or with
Darkseid.
Darksteed.
Sorry, with
He's a black
Steppenwolf like reaching out to him for something.
Probably. I mean, he does rule Apocalypse. Like he's the
king of Apocalypse.
Yeah, he rules a whole planet.
A whole planet, and that's one of his minions. I mean, he has tons of minions. He has a lot of stuff. He was unlike Thanos, who Thanos just got minions a few years back.
Yeah.
Darkseid always had minions. He always had he has the
planets.
He has Granny Goodness with the chicks. What are those girls called?
The Furies.
Yeah, the Furies. They're all these crazy women that have all these different weird powers and stuff. And
he's got
the Sod and Calabac and
yeah. And then there's also I can't remember who else. But then he's also turned like Supergirl evil, and like he's all about manipulating people too to make him.
Because his planet is right next to New Genesis, which is like the good gods. Darkseid's like the evil of the gods. So the new gods are over there, and they were always at war with each other. Mm-hmm. And then they did a thing where they traded sons.
For some reason, it was like part of a truce.
It was part of a truce. Highfather, who's like the opposite of Darkseid.
Like Zeus, yeah.
He gave his son Orion. He gave Orion.
Yeah, he gave Orion to Darkseid to raise, and they
took
Calabac.
No, it wasn't Calabac.
Was it Mr. Miracle? Because he's a new god.
I can't remember which one it was. It was someone else that he raised him there instead, and then it's very cool. It's very deep. I mean, the DC space stuff. It's very intriguing. There's a lot they can do with DC outer space stuff. It's just as good as like all the Marvel stuff in space. I mean, you can go out with the Green Lantern Corps and New
God stuff is very Inhuman-like to me.
Yeah, it is. It has a very feel of that kind of stuff to it.
Jack Kirby created both of them too, so I think
it's a lot. It's very similar. I mean, Thanos and Darkseid are very similar.
They're rip-offs of each other.
Yeah, they're rip-offs. Who came first?
Darkseid.
Yeah, they're very much copies of each other. Same type stuff.
Because was Darkseid's, I can't remember his first appearance, but Thanos is in like Iron Man 55.
The only difference with it is Darkseid's and Superman are like enemies. They're like rivals, where Thanos doesn't really have one Avenger that he's really rivals with. I mean, maybe like Surfer back in the days or different people like that. But like Darkseid and Superman, those two go at it a lot.
Okay.
Darkseid is more of a character too that just wants to kill and destroy, where Thanos can almost befriend and talk.
Yeah, he's not as evil.
Thanos, he just wants what he wants, and that's to be complete ruler, and he feels like he's
neutral evil.
Yeah. He doesn't really think he's bad sometimes. Yeah.
That's why he just goes to farming sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes he just wants to quit and go farm.
Yeah.
And really, he's just a lovesick puppy dog, Thanos.
True.
Where Darkseid just wants to see the entire universe burn.
Yeah.
And kill it with his Omega beams that you can't really get away from.
What's he trying to get? Antimatter or something? Anti-life equation?
The anti-life equation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to find the thing that, the whatever.
It's crazy.
He wants to punch the what's the wall?
The source wall.
The source wall. That's the dumbest thing in the DC universe.
The source wall is where their father is. Because Highfather and Darkseid, their creator is like stuck in the source wall.
Oh, that's
His name is like, he has some weird wicked name. He has the big horns coming out of his head.
His name is Francis.
No, and he's like stuck there. The source wall is like where all the evil of the universe, before they like stuck them into this, it's like at the end of the universe. It's literally like a wall you hit, and there's all these like evil villains like stuck in there. The Anti-Monitor. They're always trying to pull them out of it. That was the current story in the current Green Lantern, held during the Green Lantern Corps.
Prime threw a fit and punched it and let all kinds of people out.
Yeah.
Did he destroy it or something and let it?
Yeah, throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah. It broke the source wall.
So there's a lot of stuff they could do with that.
It's kind of cheesy when you say it out loud.
Yeah, it's cheesy. Some of it's cool, some of it's weird.
This is why I read Marvel for so many years.
But when you go to... Well, come on. Marvel's just as goofy with some of their outer space stuff.
They don't have just a wall at the end of the universe.
No, they have... I don't know. They have talking.
Whatever you can.
They have talking raccoons.
Chip the Green Lantern squirrel.
He doesn't talk.
He is.
I think he does.
So anyway, if they show Apocalypse, it would be pretty cool because Apocalypse is a very rough-looking place.
I think you almost have to with Steppenwolf being the villain. Otherwise, it's just this big guy.
I think it'd be great if they showed Apocalypse and you saw Supergirl as the Darkseid as the apprentice.
If she's there with him.
Yeah, because that would make people flip shit.
Yeah.
Because then you'd actually see a Kryptonian fight, and then like
it would be cool though for him to end like Steppenwolf kind of get up to run away, and the Omega beams track him down and just obliterate him.
I always thought that was cool. With the Omega beams, whenever he sets a target, you can run wherever, and the beams like left turn, right turn, up, down, go around.
You can't get away from it. Yeah. It like comes at you, and it's gonna get you until you like either like absorb it, block it, or whatever. But they're pretty lethal once he sets them on you.
And sometimes they'll split in two different from each because they come out his eyes. Yeah. So one, like his left eye will shoot to the left, and the other.
They're what killed Batman and what sent him back in time through that whole thing he went through. But yeah, he took him for Superman.
It's one of my favorite scenes in Justice League Unlimited. It's Darkseid merged with Brainiac, I think, and so the good guys are teamed up with the villains, and it was Batman and Lex Luthor had Darkseid cornered, and Superman comes down. He's like, "I'll take care of this," and he lights up the Omega beam. He's like, I can outrun that. He's like, I wasn't aiming for you. Then you just see Lex Luthor and Batman go in different directions running from him.
And they're chasing them down. They go right around Superman.
It's great.
Yeah, it's good
Look
stuff.
It up.
I'll just have to show the video. All right, so speaking of videos, we have a video we're going to go to now.
Is this one of Justin's videos?
No, this is a part of a trailer because we're going to talk about this next. So we're going to go to a clip right now, and we'll be back.
You said you'd come. Now let's hope you're not too late.
And we're back. So let's talk about old man Alfred on his computer. He's talking to someone. Who is it?
Keep going.
I'm done.
So that's the big scene everyone's talking about. Obviously, we're going to ask the question, who's he talking to? Ken.
Ambush bug.
Be serious.
Superman.
You definitely think it's Superman?
Yes.
You don't think there's any chance it's anybody else?
Nope, because whenever he's landing, their shit's shaking. A Green Lantern would land gently.
Well, do you notice that there's like a technology sound going on, too?
Yeah.
Like a rumbling around and things of that nature.
No, but who would that make it?
I don't know. I don't think it's Superman.
Ambush bug.
Who do you think it is?
Superman.
You think it's Superman, too?
No, I think it's Saint Walker.
That's right. You said this once before. You think it's the Blue Lanterns.
Because there's a blue tint in his glasses, and he used the word hope, which is the emotion that the Blue Lanterns represent.
I think it's a Green Lantern. I don't think it's Hal Jordan. I think it's a Green Lantern.
I want it to be Saint Walker, but it's going to be Superman.
I just don't think that Superman, they're going to use him in that kind. Why would Alfred know we're have anything to do with Superman coming back? Because he said they said you would come. Who's they?
The Justice League.
Why would they think he's alive? They all think he's dead.
Maybe they don't think that.
I thought he said you would come.
I think they said
yeah,
you.
I'm pretty sure it was they.
Go back to the clip!
It was they, I think.
I'll watch it again. You keep talking.
Let's talk.
Saint Walker.
Here it comes. He said you'd come.
Justin's right.
So he said you'd come.
So it's definitely Saint Walker.
It's totally Robin.
So who would say he said you would come?
He said, she said.
Be serious.
I still think it's Superman. I want it to be somebody else, but I think
this is a Green Lantern. I think somehow.
Kellogg.
I think somehow with. You notice what's his name in the one trailer says there's no lanterns on this planet or whatever.
No Kryptonian.
I think Steppenwolf is going to in some kind of speech. That speech he's saying there, I think he's saying that to somebody. What you hear that thing where he's talking, going, "There's no Kryptonian, no lanterns." I think it's going to get Alfred looking into a way to contact something.
Which lantern is it then?
Well, I think he's talking
a Red Lantern.
to Darkseid. I think that's going to be one of those Emperor moments where he's reaching back to Darkseid and saying, "Look, the planet's dead. There's no lanterns here. There's no Kryptonian. I've got this."
Yeah,
it's Abin Sur.
It could be Abin Sur.
And he gets killed, and then his ring finds Hal Jordan by the end of the movie.
Yeah, he could get killed in the battle.
And that's the post-credit scene.
Would the ring find someone new?
The ring finding Hal at the end of the movie.
Have they announced a date for the Green Lantern movie yet?
They haven't. It's Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
Which, now, the way I would hope it, I think we talked about this once before, is I don't want to see an origin for Hal Jordan. If the movie's Green Lantern Corps, I wish that they're already lanterns and they're just off-world and they're already there.
We've talked about this in great length. About
Ad nauseum.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why it needs to be Abensor.
So you can start fresh.
Or it's Kilowog.
Or Chip. Or Mogo.
He looks like very stunned in that clip. Like,
yeah, and they're in the water, the whiskey in his glass is shaking. Like, I don't know.
Well, I think anybody flying in the cave at that kind of speed is going
to
make that shake. You know what I mean?
Gold.
Ooh, Booster Gold.
Some people think it's Supergirl.
No, she's going to be on Apocalypse with Darkseid.
Naked.
Well,
drinking tea.
It could be it could be Supergirl. I mean, they've already teased in Man of Steel. They teased that empty pod from the ship that he pulled out of the glacier.
Yeah.
There's rumors that she's been on Earth for like 11,000 years or something like that, just hanging around.
I just don't think they would have shown you teased that if it's just Superman. We already know Superman's coming back.
But does the average person know?
Yeah, because he's on the posters and he's on the toys. I think most people realize that it's Superman ain't going to be dead. You know, Ken, most people going to see this movie are fans of the genre.
Does your parents know that Superman's going to be in it?
Yes.
That's because you told them.
Yes, because people like that are into that and usually know someone who knows these movies and are like, Superman. First, when Batman vs. Superman ended, like the first thing I saw non-nerds who watch that movie were like, Superman's not dead, right? And I'm like, no, he'll be back. Oh, okay. And they're like, yeah, that was...
What's your fault? You ruined it for
you
everybody.
told everyone.
I'm not going to lie and go, oh, just wait. Of course he's going to be back. He's Superman, for Christ's sakes.
Well, this is your fault.
They're not going to have 3 Justice League movies with no Superman.
It's your fault.
Yeah. He's in it. Everyone knows he's in it. That's why I think this is a surprise.
I hope this is Plastic Man.
Yeah, I'd take Plastic Man.
It's not gonna be Plastic
I would take any surprise.
They have promoted back and forth about, or a long time ago, about Unite the Seven. It was one of their taglines that they used. They kind of dropped that after a while, but it's always been about this seven. A lot of people thought it was the 7 Seas with Aquaman and all that. So they're currently at 5. Superman 6.
Green Lantern.
What are you doing, finger math?
I'm counting
He's doing
in my head.
finger math and getting excited over there.
I'm counting my head.
And why were you confused? He was like 1 finger, 2 finger, 3.
I forgot.
4 finger?
I
He was like 5 finger. All confused.
I forgot. I got excited because I got to 5 and I'd forgotten Cyborg. I was like, oh, there's 2 left. But no, I forgot Cyborg, so there's 6.
He was like 6 finger, 7 finger. All confused.
Shut up.
So yeah, I think the 7 is a big thing that they've talked about before. That's why I think there's going to be a 7th superhero.
I think it's going to be Abensor.
How many times are you going to say that?
I think it's going to be Abensor.
I mean, there have been some cuts to this, though, so maybe that's why they dropped that. I mean, Iris West is no longer in this movie.
Well, good.
Who's Iris West?
Barry Allen's girlfriend.
Oh.
Barry Allen's the youngest of the movie, of the characters.
How old do you think his character's supposed to be in this movie?
I think he's 6. Like...
Teenager.
18, 19, somewhere around there.
Okay. I mean, does that play with like a 50-year-old Batman?
I mean,
when you say it like that, it makes it really weird.
A 200-year-old Wonder Woman.
He did have. I mean, Batman did have a lot of young children around him. When he was
it's fine.
But what I meant
he's good as in the mentoring scene and all that. Now they just released a clip later on today. That I didn't put it in here. I didn't feel like it, but
this is the worst podcast.
There's it's that scene where he goes, in the trailer, I just usually run around and push people. I'm not really. You guys are all battle ready, and Batman like puts his hand on his shoulder and says, "Just save people." He said, "Start by saving one person, and then after that, save another." And then he's like, "Well, who do I save?" He's like, "Just go out there and do what you do." And then he's like, "What will I do after that?" And he said, "You'll either know or you won't know." And it's like it's him training him. So they're giving him the mentor-ish type thing, you know, which I'm fine with because they can make Barry young, you know. This is more like a Wally West feel to me, though, instead of Barry Allen. This character, he's very Wally West to me. If you remember Wally West, even in the Justice League cartoons, the animated series, he was very naive, very like, oh, look at that, oh, you're cool. Even the scene where there's a scene where they're like, being invaded by the Hawkman army from Thanagar, and he's like, and Bruce Wayne's like, we should all go undercover, and he's like, we shouldn't go undercover, and he's like, Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne, Wally West, and he's like, I hate you, and he like pulls off his thing and is like, how did he know that? it reminds me just of the way this character's acting. Like, oh, there's your bat symbol in the air. Oh, that's cool. You know, like it doesn't feel like Barry Allen to me. But Barry Allen, they've changed a lot with the TV show, making him this naive, kind of stupid kid and all that, where really Barry Allen is a forensic scientist and he's smart.
The TV show is the worst.
He's very intelligent. He's not like goofy. Wally West acts like that, but, you know.
Yep.
How much are you ready to be done talking about this?
No, we can talk about it as long as you want. I just want to talk.
So uninterested. You're like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. My back hurts. I want to go home. All right, we'll get to our predictions, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right. What
Justin, predictions for this movie.
Well, I already kind of said it a little bit. I think Darkseid's going to be kind of the emperor figure. We're not going to see... It'll be like him communicating. We're not going to see the physical Darkseid, I don't think. But we're going to see...
hologram?
Maybe. Some kind of communication between Steppenwolf and Darkseid. And I think Superman is going to be in a very small portion of this movie.
Okay. Brock?
I think it's going to be Abin Sur. He's going to die. And then Green Lantern ring is going to find Hal Jordan.
Anything else?
And Superman's going to be in it for a little bit. I think they're not going to set up another villain yet, I don't think. I think it's just going to be this battle.
Okay. Ken?
All right. I think Superman's going to be through more than half this movie. I think Abin Sur is going to be in this movie, but he's going to die before you ever actually get to see anything from it. Maybe as the people are invading Earth, he is trying to warn Earth ahead of time and is destroyed by the Apocalypse by Steppenwolf.
Okay.
He crashes on Earth, and the cutscene maybe could do that kind of ring finding nonsense.
Nonsense.
I think that's... Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much Green Lantern help.
All right. I think you will see a Green Lantern. I don't think it'll be Hal Jordan. I think it's going to be one of the alien Green Lanterns.
Broccoli Head.
No.
What's that guy called?
Oh,
we just it's like Malekith or something like
Dumb.
that. I think it's going to be... I wouldn't be surprised if it was Kilowog or one of those... Or Abin Sur, Sinestro, someone like that.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I think you're going to see that. I think you will see Superman in more than half of this movie. And I think that they'll probably set up other villains as well. Like we said about different types of villains and stuff.
Do you think the villains are going to be set up because they have Apocalypse technology?
Possibly.
Okay. Like Ocean Master gets a mother box.
And I think the underwater scenes are going to be awesome.
Meh.
Different, like Finding Nemo.
Different than people have seen before in these types of movies.
I think
I'm waiting.
Justin did a face. Can't give him a.
I'm waiting because the underwater scenes I don't think have looked very good in the trailers.
Have you not seen Jason Momoa's hair? It's amazing.
I think they look pretty good so far.
I'm hoping they're clearer in the movie. Everything looks a little murky, a little
underwater.
I hope they look better in the movie.
Okay.
I think the water scenes can be the thing that separates DC from Marvel, much like how the Quicksilver scene separated, like Quicksilver, Fox, Quicksilver, Avengers. I think this could really set them apart if they did it right. I don't know if I have faith in that.
All right.
Do you think if this is a hit or if Aquaman is a hit, do you think in Phase 4 Marvel comes back with the Submariner?
If people really like the underwater stuff and think it's cool and it's a hit, you're going to see some Submariner or some...
I don't think you can have a Submariner standalone movie after an Aquaman one.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see Submariner as a villain for something else.
Or a reason for them to go to Atlantis in the Marvel Universe as well.
Yeah.
And go, look, we can do Atlantis too. Look how we're going to MCU it. Look at how it looks.
Look at this dude. He's got effing wings on his feet.
All right.
There you go.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, check out our SoundCloud page because we have fresh new content every Friday, pretty much every week, unless someone goes on a vacation to go check the roots in Massachusetts. So please check out
Poor Justin.
Our social media accounts. Tell your friends and kiss your mother on the mouth for us.
Yeah, tell her I said.
All of us.
Later.